wonder if I'm scared of you. Are most men scared of you? I'm not sure whether I should be frightened of you or not.
No, nobody's scared of me.
I don't know. I bet a lot of guys are scared of you, though, because you're such a institution now. Really you are. You're a kind of a national possession. Do you feel that you belong to the nation as a whole?
In the golden years of Hollywood and the transformative decades that followed, beauty, sex appeal, and charisma often walked hand in hand with talent and determination. For many actresses, posing for photo shoots that were considered risque at the time became both a strategic move and an act of empowerment. Today, these images are not only regarded as vintage collector's items, but also serve as symbols of the cultural shifts surrounding female sexuality and feminism in media. Marilyn Monroe.
Sometimes, the work is so, you try to be true, and you feel sometimes it's on the verge of a kind of craziness, but it isn't really craziness. It's really getting the truest part of yourself out, and it's very hard,
No name is more synonymous with vintage sex appeal than Marilyn Monroe. Born Norma Jean Mortensen in 1926, she began her career as a model before breaking into films in the late 40s. Long before she became an icon, she posed nude in 1949 for photographer Tom Kelly, lying on red velvet in a pose that was sensual but not vulgar. The photo, sold for a mere $50, later became the centerpiece of the first ever issue of Playboy magazine in 1953. At the time, the release of those images could have ended her budding film career, but instead of shame or scandal, Monroe embraced the photographs. When asked about them, she replied honestly, "I was hungry." Her candor and charm won public sympathy. Rather than damage her reputation, the photos catapulted her into stardom. Her sex appeal was central to her image, but she worked tirelessly to be taken seriously as an actress. She starred in hits like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, The 7-Year Itch, and Some Like It Hot, the latter earning her a Golden Globe for Best Actress. Behind the scenes, she fought for better roles and creative control, founding her own production company in 1954, an almost unheard of move for an actress at that time. While the blonde bombshell persona was her calling card, her vulnerability, intelligence, and humor gave her public image depth. She opened the door to conversations about the objectification of women and the double standards in the entertainment industry. Linda Carter.
No, it's just the director and 6 or 7 other girls that are testing with you. Which is really, that really gets you, because it does get competitive, and I don't like that kind of competitiveness.
The 1970s introduced a new kind of icon in Linda Carter, who portrayed the Amazonian superhero in the Wonder Woman TV series from 1975 to 79. Carter brought strength, elegance, and sensuality to the role, captivating audiences with her commanding presence and wholesome beauty. But alongside her portrayal of a feminist comic book legend, Carter also became known for her glamorous and risque photo shoots, many of which have become prized vintage items. In the height of her fame, Carter appeared in a variety of suggestive photo shoots, often in lingerie or bikinis, with stylized lighting that highlighted her natural beauty. These weren't vulgar displays, but rather echoed the aesthetic of classic Hollywood pinups, fusing strength and sex appeal. In 1978, she even posed for a now iconic photo where she's draped in satin, staring boldly at the camera, a picture that adorned countless locker doors and bedroom walls across America. However, Carter later admitted some photo shoots left her feeling uncomfortable. In interviews, she has spoken about the tension between celebrating her body and being exploited by an industry eager to package her as a sex object. Despite these concerns, Carter has always maintained that women should have agency over their image. Quote, "I was never ashamed of being beautiful," she once said, "but I didn't want to be only that." Her career after Wonder Woman included acting in films, producing television projects, and a successful music career. She remained a powerful voice for women's empowerment, using her platform to speak out on sexism and body image. Her legacy is especially strong among women who grew up seeing her not just as a fantasy figure, but as a strong, intelligent role model. Suzanne Pleshette.
Here's a very dear lady, a good friend of mine, and a lovely, talented actress. Would you welcome Miss Suzanne Pleshette?
While Marilyn Monroe and Linda Carter leaned into bold pinup aesthetics, Suzanne Pleshette brought a more understated and sophisticated sex appeal to her photographs. Known for her smoky voice, piercing eyes, and effortlessly sultry demeanor, Pleshette never posed nude, but participated in a variety of risque and suggestive photo shoots that highlighted her mystique. During the 60s and 70s, Pleshette graced the pages of film magazines in poses that flirted with sensuality without crossing into vulgarity. Whether lounging in silk robes, arching an eyebrow at the camera, or appearing in revealing dresses, her photos gave her an aura of subtle power and class. Today, these images are cherished by collectors and fans alike, capturing a moment in time when glamour and seduction didn't have to scream, they whispered. Her film career was diverse. She appeared in Rome Adventure, The Birds, and Support Your Local Gunfighter, but she's perhaps best known for her role as Emmy Hartley on The Bob Newhart Show, a sitcom that ran from 1972 to 78. Her character was witty, educated, and confident, a rare portrayal of a modern working wife who was intellectually equal to her husband. Though she didn't become a sex symbol in the same overt way as Monroe or Carter, Pleshette challenged stereotypes by being both brainy and beautiful. Pam Grier.
I go just to hear the dialogue because you get unbelievable hipness and the flavor of the street. And people, they bring their, it was like a party. BYOB, they bring their Thunderbird, their Mad Dog 2020, the Jack Daniels, they'd be smoking the reefer, and everybody would be getting just totally bombed, and you'd hear the greatest stuff. It was a big party.
Just a nice family viewing experience.
When Pam Grier exploded onto the scene in the 1970s, she brought with her a type of sex appeal that was radical for its time, raw, unapologetic, and powerful. As the star of blaxploitation classics like Coffee, Foxy Brown, and Sheba Baby, Grier played women who were both sensual and deadly, and who used their beauty as both a shield and a weapon. Her risque photo shoots during this period were extensions of her on-screen persona. Often clad in leather, halters, or bikinis, she exuded dominance and poise. These weren't passive pinups. Grier's gaze, her stance, and her confidence in those photographs conveyed something different, an assertive sexuality that subverted the traditional male gaze. She wasn't there to be looked at, she was in charge. Her emergence as a leading black actress in a genre often exploitative was itself an act of resistance. She became a cultural touchstone, proving that black women could be leads, sex symbols, and action heroes all at once. She later transitioned into more mainstream roles, receiving critical acclaim for her performance in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown, which was specifically written for her. The role earned is largely considered her comeback and introduced her to a new generation of fans. Grier has since become a powerful voice in discussions about race, gender, and representation in media. She's acknowledged the complex relationship she had with the blaxploitation era, recognizing its flaws while celebrating the visibility and agency it gave to black women. Her photos, once viewed as scandalous or niche, are now revered as vintage emblems of black empowerment, sexuality, and strength. The risque photo shoots of Marilyn Monroe, Linda Carter, Suzanne Pleshette, and Pam Grier have transcended their original function as promotional tools or titillating content. Today, they're framed in galleries, sold at auctions, and analyzed in academic settings as artifacts of changing societal attitudes towards female sexuality. What these women shared, despite differing paths, was control over their image. Whether through vulnerability, glamour, sophistication, or dominance, each actress used her sexuality not as a liability, but as a source of agency. Their choices invited broader conversations about how women are viewed in media, what it means to be empowered, and how femininity intersects with strength. Now it's time to hear from you. Can you think of actresses who've made waves the way these four ladies have? Let us know in the comments section below.